discharges have smells. What if they made a pamphlet like at, Planned Parenthood and with a photo, but then a scratch and sniff, like scratch. If you smell like, look, that's gonorrhea, bitch. Chlamydia.
That's genius.
You know what? Instead of having, like I've heard there's like a doctor shortage. They should just have like those drug sniffing dogs, but they just rule out like, yeast infections.
Just have them in the lobby at Planned Parenthood going around.
Okay, Rover, is this bacterial vaginosis or yeast infection? And if they start barking like crazy, they're like,
no, we're short. We're short on nurses, so let's just go this route. We don't even need to bring you in for a test. Just let the dog start with chlamydia. Boom, boom, boom. Give them their meds. You're out. Next.
I mean, the hospitals are full of COVID patients, and all these people are taking care of the COVID patients. But what about the stinky vagina patients? What about vaginas can't get COVID, but maybe we can. Dogs are very intelligent animals.
Yeah,
they're smarter than most men in Florida. So,
right.
Yeah.
I say, a lot of dogs probably lost their jobs because weed is legal now. So they're not as much needed for the sniffing. So I think we could replace them.
Yeah.
You know what? I think between my scratch and sniff pamphlet and your dog idea, we are fucking genius.
Yeah, I think, we're empowering people to take care of their health. Mm-hmm. And dogs are fucking cute. So, I mean, dog sniffs you out. I mean, you can pet it.
You can pet it. Yeah, there's a lot of benefits.
Yeah, dogs are very therapeutic animals. Be like, I'm sorry, you have gonorrhea. Please pet this dog. Like,
I'll give you some emotional support to get you through this time.
I mean, but then I thought to myself, have they not made the scratch and sniff diagnosis pamphlet yet? It seems like it's a good idea. Yeah. Am I just that sick? Or am I just that sick?
I don't know why. When you said like the pamphlet, I'm tasting the smell in my mouth right now. So I'm doing this weird little like sorry, I don't know why.
Diane. I can't take it.
I'm sorry. My Adderall's wore off, girl, so I'm...
Well, update.
Update.
Update. So, I had my first, therapy intake appointment, okay? Because I finally found this place that I'm possibly going to get medication for my ADD. I can't take Adderall. I already know that. It makes me do not. I've taken my kids.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. So, but there are a few other options I guess I'm able to try. So,
yep.
I got my first therapy. Like, it's like an intake. Wasn't so much like a therapist, and then she's going to refer me. Right. I go to see her again tomorrow, and we're going to finish at the intake. But as she was discussing, questions and, filling out all these things on the computer, I started to tell her, that I was really proud of her. Young girl going to school for social work, had to get her master's, have student loans.
Wow.
I'm like, I really think that, your loans should be paid off by the government. You're in community service. You guys don't get paid enough. And now we're chatting, and now I'm giving her therapy.
Wow.
I lifted her spirits. Then she said to me, one of the things was, what do you think your strong suits are? You know what I mean? What are your strengths? What do you think? I'm like, well, I mean, I think I'm friendly. And she's like, oh, now she's filling out my strengths because she has just been so uplifted by me. She's like, you are sociable. You are friendly. You are kind. I'm like,
I feel like, the movie The Help, like, you was smart, you was kind. Like, she was like, you was smart, you was kind.
I mean, I was like, and then we left, and she was like so excited for me to come back. She's like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see you Friday. I'm like, this is why I can't go to therapy, Do you see how shit works out for me? I'm giving this young girl fucking therapy. Now that I'm going to go in there tomorrow with, because I'm telling you, she don't make enough money. I just know she's in this drug and alcohol and mental. This kid
oh my
ain't
gosh,
doing it.
yeah.
And you know what I mean? I don't know for sure what she makes, but I told her, I'm like, you should really, keep your eye out for when jobs open up with the state. And she's like, oh yeah. Well, I found out that the state just opened up for hiring social workers, and they only do it once a year. So tomorrow I am not only going for therapy, but I am going to present her with the possibility of getting a nice new job, making a lot more money.
Wow. Cindy, you're like an HR recruiter. You're a therapist. You're a comic. You make pickle pizzas. Woman, what can't you do? What can't you do?
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Right?
Yeah.
So tomorrow I'm going and I got to put the lotions on my skin. My legs
on your own skin.
I put the
there's no one in a well.
My skin. So yeah, just so you guys know that tomorrow I'm really one-upping my duty with my therapist that I am giving therapy to.
Wow,
so Lauren,
amazing.
I thought you would be proud.
Yeah.
And guess what else, Lauren?
What?
One of her questions to me was, have you ever experienced trauma?
Oh yeah.
I
started with the Catholic school.
I can't say her name. I said, listen, blah, blah, blah. What exactly do you consider trauma? I said, because your trauma and my trauma can be totally, completely two different things.
Yeah.
I said, this is why it's very tough for me to answer this question now, because what I'm learning, blah, 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 my little 29-year-old therapist, I'm going to give you a lesson. What I've learned is that what my trauma obviously is not, is everyone's trauma is different. And right. I don't know exactly how to answer that, because she goes, oh, that's true. Like a light bulb went off. I'm like, shouldn't you have learned that in school? But apparently not. And then she says, well, have you ever been like, raped or sexually molested? I go, that's okay. That trauma. No, that's real trauma. That's hard, but yeah. Other people could have something very minor be a trauma. I don't know.
Yeah. It's true. It's very, very true.
So
There's something.
I really couldn't answer that question properly. So I turned that back around on her and made her think. That's what I do for the people.
That's what you do for the people. You take their jobs and give them new ones with the state. You're gonna show up. You're gonna be like, okay, you got the job. Now I'm gonna take this one and be like, who's next? Would you like some pickle pizza? It's very soothing. It's very, very therapeutic.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my update about Oh, and I had a filling replaced today, and my head is fucking pounding. My whole jaw hurts, and he's like, oh, you're gonna probably be sore this weekend. Take some Tylenol. If it's really bad by Monday, call me. So I'm like, I don't know what he fucking did.
Yeah. All right. But did you do surgery? Like, what the heck?
Feel like I don't know, but I feel like I've been hit in the back of the head, like that.
I don't remember a filling hurting that much.
It was a huge filling, and he fucking removed the whole thing, and then he had huge one, which we're just avoiding like the whole crown thing right now.
Oh yeah.
Did he change it out for like the white one? The white fill, like
I had the white one before it though, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
The white, but it has been years. It was starting to crack.
I'm like, I have silver still. I have one silver.
So do I. I have a lot of silver still.
No, I already got like the white stuff in my mouth. You did? The discharge.
Yeah, you do.
Who does?
That's the grossest callback I have ever made in my entire life. Top 5 grossest callbacks.
Top 5. But you know what I was thinking? Speaking of, gross things, ever since COVID, I will not put my mouth on a microphone at open mic anymore. I won't. This is my comedy bag. Okay, this is the bag I use when I go.
I have Mike condoms in mine.
I have Mike condoms. Oh, girl, please. Are you kidding? Mike condoms everywhere. But now I go up and I Lysol wipe the microphone.
Nice.
Because I am never going back to putting that nasty. And then I got all these people doing comedy before me talking about sucking dick and eating pussy. And I know that shit's all over them. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you guys are totally grossed out by now that you never thought about prior to COVID? Because we've had to wear masks. And my one big one is obviously the microphone. You know, and I do that one bit where I'm like, you know, when I talk about, I do a bit about drugs and side effects. I'm like, and I'm like, you know, it's no, that's one. Anybody else? Because I've got a couple that I'm totally grossed out by things now that
like,
I never thought about.
For example, like, you know, like when we go to the shows and stuff, like, you know, I might have like a vape or something, like a little bit before I go on, just like one little, you know, just to kind of like relax the nerves. Right. And someone asked to hit that up, and I'm like, before COVID, I probably would have been like, I'm cool, man. Sure, I'll share my vape with you. But now I'm like,
or anything, any weed.
Right. But now, I mean, it's, so that's probably one thing. I mean, sometimes it slips my mind and I'm just like, no. But
I mean, it's not even about, it's not about me not putting my mouth on the mic because I'm afraid of COVID. Now it's that I'm like, I'm really fucking extra grossed out, and it smells.
Yeah. Because everyone shares. Yeah.
But it was funny because we were all smoking. Last week I was with a few friends, and they were, you know, everybody was smoking, and they're like, "You vaxxed, man?" We're like, "Yeah." I've been paddled. Who the fuck cares if I'm vaxxed? I'm still gonna put my mouth on the same fucking thing you did at this point.
Yeah, right. Like we're already hitting and passing.
Yeah, so I was at a party over the summer, you know, during the whole COVID thing, and one of the girls, it was a lesbian barbecue. I was doing stand up in a lesbian barbecue.
Hoedown? Nice.
Yeah, the hoedown. And one of the girls that was there had like, you know those like Altoid mint tins.
Yeah, I have one of those in my.
And it had like 50 pre-rolls in there. She had rolls. Like the whole thing was full. And she's just handing them out. And I'm like, this is what it's come to. Like, that's some expensive shit because of COVID.
Yeah.
Now you just can't pass one around. You got to give everybody their own individually rolled joint now.
Right.
Yeah. I'm just like, oh, all right. She's like, here you go. Smoke. Want to smoke? Here you go. She's just like the whole fucking. I'm like,
smoking to pay. Oh,
this
God.
is where we're at now, you know? So, yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Is Lauren, anything gross you out now?
Nothing new.
No.
I was just thinking about something. Oh,
what about
I kind of already had this.
Yeah.
Anything that's like, it's not so much buffet, but like at work, we had this popcorn machine, and every Friday they would do popcorn at like 1:00. And you know how they have a little scoop? Like if you work at the movie theater, you scoop it. But the scoop, like people would take the scoop, grab their popcorn, put it in a bag, and then put the scoop back in the handle on the popcorn.
No, bro, you're supposed to leave it outside.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, I hope they never bring that back. Because like at the height of COVID, when the office shut down, like that was the last day they had popcorn. And I'm like, ooh, like I don't want people's hands in the food.
Oh, birthday cake. That's another one. Blowing up the candles on a birthday cake. Now I'm like, hell to the nah. Just like, or like give the person a cupcake, they blow on it, that's their cupcake. And then, you know, that's another one.
Yeah.
I'm just like, ugh.
Especially if it's a child.
Am I doing it right?
Own cake.
Yep, that's true. And so I was thinking about that. I'm like, what are things that I'm never going to, like, I'm completely grossed out and I'm not, that's one. I don't care. I will go up there. I will wipe that microphone down, or I'll, putting the condom on was hard because I was like shoving, and I'm not good at that in general. Let's face it.
I mean, it's not something you grew up doing. And,
not, I have, So I'm just like, all right, I just wipe it and I go like this. And I say, I just like to do this motion because I never get to, and you're going to find out why.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I, throw it over there. So yeah. So that was